Next topic will be NFL honors predictions. All the NFL honors awards. We'll go through them one by one and give our predictions on what we think it'll be. We'll start off with comeback player of the year. I don't think either one of us can argue who we think this will be.
No, I think everybody knew that after like week 1, week 2.
Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
I think it will be a player like that, big player that has come back from injury. I've seen a couple of sites, they had it as a slash between two different players, and that's what I wrote down here. Dak Prescott or Nick Bosa. One of those players that come back from injury, had a big year, and they were the reason that their team was successful. Like that player alone.
Yeah, you have to go to Dak Prescott. It's that gruesome injury, and everybody was talking about it when it happened. And
I agree.
I just don't think the 49ers will do enough to get Joey Bosa recognized.
Nick Bosa,
sorry. Recognized. And, Dak's already getting recognized. Dak's got it locked in almost. He would have to do something pretty bad and fall off.
I agree. I said it the other night. I think he'll win that. I said it off the podcast, just me and you talking.
Mm-hmm.
I think he will win it, but I just wanted to bring that up to start the conversation. All right, number 2, Coach of the Year. I think I mentioned this the other night too, who I think will win this. He's a first-year coach as far as head coach. My pick for Coach of the Year really impressed me. Came from the McVay tree, from the Rams. Got a head coaching job with the Chargers. Brandon Staley with the Chargers. I think he wins that award.
I respect that, especially what he's doing with the Chargers right now and Justin Herbert, and they're pretty successful. But I'm going to give it to Cliff Kingsbury. I feel like he's just... I've always liked Cliff Kingsbury. Like, whenever he was looking for a job, or like his name was in all his directions, he was getting mentioned in so many different schools way back. Whenever Tennessee was looking for a job or a coach, he was mentioned in it, and I just always liked him. So
there's a reason for Mahomes' success.
Yeah.
So far. Yeah, I could see that too, because he started out in the NFL pretty slow and had a bad start, and people were starting to question him, and now the Cardinals have just come out of nowhere. So I could see him getting it over Staley just for that reason, how they've come out of nowhere. But Staley's
he's really good. Like, all coaches, like, I'm tired of coaches changing the player to fit their system. He changed his system to fit the player. Like, he's like making everything work the way Kyler needs it. The way Kyler needs it to work, and the way it should work best to suit Kyler.
Yeah. All right. Number 3, Offensive Rookie of the Year. I think this could be one of 3 or 4 players.
Yeah, you thought you knew mine, but you don't know mine. Mine's not who yours is.
Well, I have one that I want to give it to. Like who I want to win it and who I think will win it. Because I don't think they would give it to a running back. If I had to pick who I would want to win it, it'd be Najee Harris.
I think everybody wanted Najee Harris to win it at the beginning of the season, but the way the Steelers look now, I don't know about that.
I don't think they'll give it to a running back either way, even if the Steelers were good. But I have Mac Jones. Rookie quarterback coming to the old dynasty. Tom Brady's former home. Has big shoes to fill, a lot to live up to. Playing for the best coach in the NFL.
New England loves him too.
Yeah, I think he's going to be really good.
Yeah, he definitely will be good under Bill Belichick. But at the same time, I want it to be Mac Jones. I wanted it to be Najee Harris. I said before in other episodes that it'll be a young quarterback. And I think it could be Mac Jones. It could be Justin Fields, depending on how his season goes. Trey Lance gets the start this week. So there's 3 quarterbacks right there it could potentially be, just seeing how they go. But I got wrote down here Jamar Chase. I feel like he could have a big remainder of his season.
Yeah,
Joe Burrow is high school or college quarterback.
There was a lot of jokes going around about him, and a lot of it came from Pat McAfee's show. He made comments that it was harder to catch balls in the NFL because the balls don't have the stripes on them.
Yep.
And since then, he just sort of came out of nowhere and just blew up.
That's why I picked him, because he, like, during the preseason, during the early season, all that was going around about him saying he couldn't catch the balls as easy, and then he just came to life. I don't know what changed.
We'll see how his career plays out. I like him and the Joe Burrow connection, and I don't want to jinx his career, but just looking at him out there, he looks like Calvin Johnson.
It's just a good story. Like, could you imagine the Bengals go out at some point during both of their careers and win a Super Bowl? And, like, the game-winning touchdown is Burrow to Chase. Like, that would just be legendary.
He just looks good. And when he runs his routes and catches and stuff, he looks really good.
He does.
All right. Number 4, Offensive Player of the Year as a whole.
This one was hard for me to decide, because I don't know.
There's a lot of names you could pick from.
There's a lot, yeah.
But there was one that stood out to me, and I said it the other night. If the Chiefs are playing and you gamble and you don't put at least a little bit of money on anytime touchdown score by Travis Kelce, you're just losing money. And, like, it don't matter who they're playing. It don't matter how much they are down or how bad they're getting beat. Travis Kelce is going to score. And Travis Kelce is a lot to do with the success that the Chiefs have.
Yeah.
So, like, as far as, like, who makes the biggest impact, he's probably not that guy. Because the Chiefs are loaded and not loaded, but they have stars. Mahomes, Hill, him, Edwards-Helaire. I mean,
Watkins
Sammy
still over there?
Watkins. Yeah. Sammy Watkins. But there's stars everywhere, but he has a lot to do with their success. So that's mine.
Yeah, I respect Travis Kelce a lot, but somebody's got to throw the ball to him. My offensive player of the year is Patrick Mahomes. He's always lighting it up, so you got to respect him.
Plus the plays he makes with his legs, too.
Yeah, he's crazy.
All right, number 5, Defensive Rookie of the Year. Other side of the ball, rookie. You want to go first? You want me to go first?
You can go ahead.
This was one that stumped me. I didn't really know who to pick, but it's a guy that I've really been impressed with watching him. He sort of changed the defense of this team. Like, this team coming into the year was a team that was very, very criticized for their defense. And last year they drafted nothing but defense. I think they drafted a couple offensive players very, very late, like their last 2 picks. But other than that, they drafted nothing but defense. And that's Micah Parsons, linebacker for the Cowboys.
Yeah, I respect that one too. And Jerry Jones did. Like, I think this is one of the better drafts I've seen for the Cowboys. But mine is the cornerback, right?
Mm-hmm.
From Alabama, Patrick Surtain. He's just, I think he's gonna have a big year, especially like everybody's doubting the Broncos now, So I feel like they're gonna step up, and like it's gonna start with the defense. They're just gonna prove themselves.
Yeah, I liked him in college.
Yeah.
Watched him at Alabama. I remember. This has nothing to do with how his NFL career will pan out, but I remember our receivers had a pretty good game with him when he was at Alabama. Tennessee receivers, we had a pretty good game, even though we got beat out like everybody else that plays Alabama. But yeah, there's always something that's inevitable, and you're going to live, you're going to die, you're going to pay taxes, and Alabama players are going to be good in the league. So, especially Alabama DBs, you can't really talk much about them. But moving on. Next, we will go to Defensive Player of the Year. There's a lot you could pick from on this, too.
Yeah.
I don't really know who I would put second. I'm not going to say because it may be yours. I'm going to go with the guy that just signed a big contract. TJ Watt. That's mine. The leader on defense for the Steelers. That's his defensive team. That team runs and breathes by him. So that's mine.
Yeah, he's a lot like his brother and the leadership role of his brother. But this one was hard because you got TJ, you got Myles Garrett, Jadeveon Clowney, Chandler Jones. But I got a guy that's got a interception in every game he's played. 2 interceptions last week against the Panthers, and Trayvon Diggs for the Cowboys. So,
Yeah.
I mean, while there is better quarterbacks and worse quarterbacks and terrible quarterbacks in the NFL, if you're in the NFL and you're a quarterback, you're doing something right. So you got to respect them, and if you're forcing them to throw an interception, I mean, you're pretty good, especially to get one in every game. So that's 4 quarterbacks that you've made throw an interception, and one of those quarterbacks was Tom Brady.
Yeah, I know. I know at least one of them, maybe 2 of them, was pick sixes. I know at least one of them was.
Yeah, one of them against Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, he's really good.
Yeah.
He looks really good this year.
So he's picked off Justin Herbert and Tom Brady this year, and that's like 2 of the top guys. And then one of your favorite quarterbacks, Sam Darnold, he picked off twice, but we won't talk about it.
And that's what I just said. Alabama DBs, you can't really talk much crap about them.
No.
They get it done in the league. And another, they don't start a conversation. Defensive Player of the Year. You could also mention him for Comeback Player of the Year. But it would be very nice to see Von Miller make a run for this. Defensive Player of the Year. He just come back from injury and tearing it up for the Broncos. I just like Von Miller as a player. He just seems like a good guy. So
he's always been a leader and great guy.
And then the last one, the one everybody wants to know, big one, MVP. This one was hard for me because there's like 3 guys that I really think could win it. 4. I'll name all the ones that I think are in the running after you give yours because I'm pretty sure one of them's yours. But mine, I think this team takes the next step. I've said it multiple times. This team will take the next step. They will make it to the Super Bowl. They'll win the AFC. My MVP is Josh Allen. Player that's, and I've said Josh Allen over and over and over every week, but he's just a quarterback that's popped out in my mind and really impressed me the past few weeks.
Yeah, you have to respect him. I mean, if he's putting in work, you can't overlook him.
But that's my MVP. I'll let you give yours, then I'll give who I think.
I think it's the same one. I got Kyler Murray for the Cardinals. He's I don't know honestly if they'll make the Super Bowl, but I think he's going to put up the numbers and he's going to lead the team in such a way that you can't not give it to him. And if you don't give him the MVP, he's probably the second best for Offensive Player of the Year.
I think you could say the same thing about Stafford, though.
Yeah, you could. And that was one of mine. I had Stafford, Allen, and Murray.
I have four that I think the MVP, they're in the running for the MVP. And it's going to come down to who makes it the farthest. But Josh Allen, Kyler Murray, Stafford, or Rodgers will repeat. And I don't think Rodgers will repeat. I think because MVP, even though it is a big prestigious award that you have to have good stats to win it, they do like to give it to a good story.
Mm-hmm.
They do like a good story to be behind it too, and that's why I could see Stafford getting it. Going to a different team, balling out. Stafford would be the perfect story. But Kyler Murray would be a good one too, because the Cardinals have just been past couple years, and then this year come out of nowhere, and they're doing it because Kyler Murray is the one leading them.
And another one that I feel like is doing it quietly is Patrick Mahomes. Like I had him for my Offensive Player of the Year, but I feel like he could, do even more than what it looks like he's doing right now and end up winning the MVP. And if that happens, I think it'll be Kyler Murray or Matt Stafford. But I could see Kyler Murray beating Stafford out for MVP, but I can't see at this point Patrick Mahomes beating him out with the story and everything like that added into it.
It's like that with any sport.
Mm-hmm.
MVP, Player of the Year, points leader. Me and you watch fishing, Angler of the Year. Any kind of points leader or athlete of the year in their own respective sport, you have to be consistent week to week to win that. Like, if you win MVP, you're one of the best in the league because you were consistent from week to week. And I don't know, has Mahomes slipped too much early to be in consideration?
I don't know. That's the only reason I'm counting him out right now, is because he has slipped a little bit from some of the stuff he's pulled in previous years. But I don't know.
Because if they come back and they just roll off win after win after win, and he's solely the reason why they go to the Super Bowl and win another Super Bowl, and I could see him being there, in that conversation.
I mean, we're definitely not counting him out. Like, there's so many good teams this year. Like, I mean, Jets and Giants won last week, and they're garbage most of the time. So, I mean, there's every team in the NFL right now is good. Like, it's the best NFL season I think we've seen, because everybody's competing, and you never can count Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs out. They have a Super Bowl ring for a reason. I've said that before. But, yeah, I don't know. It'll be... It's up in the air. Like, it's not one-sided at all. It's like 5-sided.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be a fun year to watch, that's for sure.